Hey Bloodhouse listeners, Josh here. Just a quick note about today's show. We recorded this a few weeks before the horrific and horrendous Supreme Court decision to overturn Roe versus Wade. The film we cover today discusses feminist themes and concerns, including sexual assault. And so for that reason, we were afraid of seeming like we were avoiding the issue of Roe v. Wade, which we weren't. We just really didn't know. If you're feeling sensitive to these issues right now, we totally understand and appreciate that. And, you may want to skip this episode, which we have included here unedited. The decision stripped away the legal right to have a safe and legal abortion. Restricting access to comprehensive reproductive care, including abortion, threatens the health and independence of all Americans. This decision could also lead to a loss of other rights. To learn more about what you can do to help, go to podvoices.help. We'll encourage you to speak up, take care, and spread the word.
You are Damon.
It can't be!
You're going to meet death now.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Bloodhouse, the show where we talk about art house horror movies. I'm Joshua Conkle.
And I'm your co-host, Drusilla Adeline. How you doing today, Josh?
I'm good. I've had a crazy busy week, but I'm happy and healthy and all of the things. How are you?
I'm good. We are recording this on Father's Day.
Yes.
But you're listening to this on the 4th of July.
Yeah, so just
we're also recording this on Juneteenth.
Oh, that's tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah. So today's Father's Day, tomorrow's Juneteenth, but your audience listening to this on 4th of July. So
yes,
this is a holiday episode, I guess.
Yeah, so a peek behind the curtain. We plan out what movies we're going to watch like a couple at a time. We never look at a calendar because we're too dumb and lazy, except that I did this time. And I texted Drusilla and I was like, oh my God, this episode is launching on 4th of July if we stick to schedule, which is hilarious when you come to find out what the movie is, which we'll get to in a few minutes, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's appropriate.
Yeah, in a weird way it is. But anyway, happy Father's Day to all the fathers, to all the dads, to all the daddies, to all the zaddies, to all the dilfs of Disneyland.
And happy no Father's Day to people with deadbeat dads or no dads.
A lot of us.
Which is a lot of us. So I will be celebrating my no Father's Day by just watching a bunch of Westerns alone.
Yeah, that's what you would be doing if you had it. Dads love Westerns. I don't know if you know this about dads.
Yes, I know this about dads, which is why I do this.
They're famously fans of Westerns.
Yep. So but I'm going to be spending my day with my daddy, James Coburn. And watching multiple James Coburn Westerns because
I don't know
I want to be my daddy.
About Westerns. Where would one start if one wanted to watch good Westerns?
If you want to get into good Westerns, I'll give you two. So if you want to get into good Westerns, but you don't give a fuck about dudes and cowboys, but you want to watch something that's queer and stars a bunch of women, but it's also kind of insane, watch Johnny Guitar.
Oh,
Joan Crawford.
Yeah.
It is dykey as all hell.
Great.
And it's super fun, and it's super hot, and it's beautiful, and it's crazy tense. I got my ex, who is not really into old movies and not even into Westerns at all, to watch Johnny Guitar, and they loved it.
Yeah.
Lesbians love this movie. It clearly is good. But then also, I don't know, Sergio Leone is great for a reason.
It's like spaghetti Westerns.
Yeah, I love spaghetti. I almost only watch spaghetti Westerns. For the same reason that I love Giallo movies. Italy just kind of went off and cared more about style than anything else for a long period of time. So The Good and the Bad, the Ugly is the shit. Also, if you don't want to watch something with Clint Eastwood in it, and I mean, why would you? There is a great South Korean movie that's, instead of being a spaghetti Western, it's called a ramen Western, called The Good, the Bad, and the Weird. and it's fucking amazing.
That sounds good.
If listeners took my advice to watch RRR a couple weeks ago,
which I did and loved.
It's so fucking good. We'll talk
I love
about
it. Yeah.
If you liked RRR, you'll love The Good, the Bad, and the Weird.
Westerns are one of those things that I don't think I like in my head, but if I actually sit down and watch one, I like them quite a bit. Like I watched the show Deadwood over pandemic, in 2020 when we had all that time, and I loved it. And I was like, God, I really want to watch some Westerns, but I haven't done that. Yeah.
It's something that like every year it hits me like once a year in a phase where I'm like, ooh, hey, it's Western season. I want to watch a bunch of Westerns. And then I'll watch like 5 and then I'll be like, ugh, I'm done. Never again. I don't care about cowboy.
I did recently watch McCabe and Mrs. Miller, the Robert Altman Western, which I liked very much, but I'm not sure if it counts because it's
it's totally a Western. Fuck off.
Yeah.
I honestly, the Westerns that aren't like, it's John Wayne coming down in a John Ford movie to kill up some Apache. Those are the best Westerns. The Westerns that aren't that.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about that shit. Like, The Searchers is dog shit. Sorry.
As a child of the 80s, I did watch the Young Gun movies a lot as a child, which were very popular.
And so hot.
During a time when Westerns were not popular. And I don't know how much something like Natural Born Killers counts, or like sort of like People on the Run Through the Southwest. We got a lot of those in the 90s that I liked a lot.
Yeah, the 90s really gave us a lot of the like Lovers on the Run movies.
Yeah.
But we also got Young Guns and Young Guns too, but we also got Bad Girls.
Yes.
What if it was ladies this time?
Which I saw in the theater.
Bad Girls is great.
I loved it.
Also, Sharon Stone and The Quick and the Dead, the Sam Raimi movie.
Yeah.
The young Leo DiCaprio. So hot. And it's trending on Netflix right now. Anyway.
Oh, that's weird.
Right?
That's got the energy of Kate Bush having a #1 hit again because of Stranger Things, which I love.
Lesbians are having a moment.
They really are. I feel like I'm all over. I've been up for hours and hours and hours and have had a lot of coffee, so I'm just going to be all over the map. Did you see season 2 of The Flight Attendant? Because Sharon Stone is in it. And
I did see season 2.
Wonderful.
I love The Flight Attendant.
Me
first
too.
Of all. Second of all, Sharon Stone is the single greatest thing in season 2 of The Flight Attendant. Maybe of all of The Flight Attendant. The scene in the kitchen with the two of them is so great. And the thing that, I'm not going to spoil this scene because it's so amazing and you just need to watch it. The thing that Sharon Stone closes the scene off with was entirely improv.
I know. Yeah.
Kaylee Cuoco did not know that was going to happen.
I know.
You can see it, and it's amazing.
Well, my boss is the creator and showrunner of Flight Attendant, so I got the whole backstory from him. And it was completely unplanned, but then they had to do it like a few more times because it was so good.
I love Sharon Stone so fucking
she's
much.
So great. She's a really good actor. I was reminded of that by Flight Attendant because I don't know. I feel like she became a punchline for a while, and my spidey senses are sensing a Sharon Stone renaissance. I'm crossing my fingers that happens.
As well, she deserves, because she's phenomenal. I listened to her on Brett Goldstein's podcast, Films to Be Buried With, a few months ago, and she was phenomenal on it, talking about all the films that she loves, and also talking about her multiple deaths. She has technically died twice.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
She was like electrocuted as a child.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like Sharon Stone's life is insane. She has a new book out. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. So apart from The Flight Attendant, what have you been watching lately, Josh?
Kind of nothing's really grabbing me, is the truth, movie-wise. So I've been watching some comfort things, like I've been rewatching the 70s sitcom Mary Hartman, which is one of my favorite pieces of media that's ever been created.
Starring one of my favorite actresses of all time,
Louise Lasser. Oh, she's brilliant.
She has a new movie.
She does?
She does.
Oh my God. So listeners, if you're not familiar with Mary Hartman, it was a cult sitcom in the 70s that satirized soap operas, and it was on 5 days a week. Now imagine doing a production of a sitcom 5 days a week. So there's no time for audiences. So there's no laughter. And then the subject matter of the show is pretty depressing too. Louise Lasser plays Mary Hartman, who's a typical American housewife who the show is exploring what media can do to women. So the character is kind of having a nervous breakdown slowly, but then it's interesting because the actor, Louise Lasser, is also having a breakdown because she's a drug addict and she's doing a sitcom 5 days a week. And she just is like breaking down on the show and the character's breaking down. And it's just, you can see there's like a level of fog on Louise Lasser's face at all times. And it's like, it's very funny, but there's no laughter. And then some of the subject matter is very dark. So it's also kind of sad and melancholy. And it's just fascinating. And there's like 350 episodes of it because they could only do it for 1 year before she had an actual nervous breakdown and left the show. And then the show ended. But God, it's so interesting. And then the only other thing I'm watching is the series Hammer House of Horror, which I'm enjoying, but it's frankly, I watch it before I go to bed, and it takes me 3 nights to watch one hour episode because it's very boring, and I mean that in the best way. Like I watch it, it's very comforting. It's
cozy.
It's cozy.
Yeah.
It's from 1980. It's got all of the aesthetics of like 1979, 1980 that you love. It's British and stuffy because it's Hammer, but it's also horror. And I watch 15 minutes of that with my melatonin, and I'm out. So it truly takes me days to watch a single episode, and I love it. But that's it for me. I mean, I'm on script for my episode of the show, and I'm about to film a short movie, so I'm producing that, and I didn't have a lot of time this week, frankly.
You're a busy little bee, trust me.
Finally. It's been, I mean, the past couple of years I've been like, it's been the desert, and now it's not the desert. And so it feels really nice, but I am working really hard.
Well, when it rains, it pours. So enjoy it.
Yeah.
And enjoy your binge of Mary Hartman. You'll never run out.
I love it so much. How are you? What's going on? Have you been watching anything good?
I'm good. I have been great. I'm working from home primarily again. And I love it so much.
How come? Because of like COVID scares?
Because of COVID scares. And I'm such a big fan of working from my home. So I'm like, you know what? Cool. Let's lean into it. But I've taken, and I don't really know why, other than I've been bullied to by friends continually for years now. So I finally sat down this week and watched the most recent Chucky films directed by Don Mancini.
Oh, yeah.
So I hadn't seen anything past Seed of Chucky, which I watched in probably like middle school or high school. I watched Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky then, and I was like, these are kind of dumb, and never went back to the well again.
Okay.
Despite loving Dawn, despite loving Jennifer Tilly, despite loving Brad Dourif. However, in the interim, friends have told me, oh my God, no, you need to watch the TV show Chucky on USA.
Yeah, I keep hearing that
so
too.
good. You need to watch it.
Right.
I'll get around to it, whatever. And then I offhandedly told a friend, like, oh, I have such a big crush on Fiona Dourif. She's so beautiful. She's so funny. She's so attractive. She's just like a young, hot lady version of Brad Dourif, and that's the hottest thing in the world. And then my friend was like, Drew, you fucking idiot. She's the lead in the last 2 Chucky movies and on the show. And I was like, well.
Really?
Okay.
I had no idea.
All right.
I didn't know you had a daughter.
Oh, she's a great character actress, and she's been in a ton of freaking stuff. And whenever she pops up in something, I'm like, oh, Fiona Dourif's in this. I'm watching. And I somehow missed the fact that she's been the lead in the last 2 Chucky movies. So I watched Curse of Chucky, which is like a stripped back. It's trying to be more of a horror film rather than what the rest of the movies have been doing recently. And it is like slopped off in one gothic little house.
Ooh.
Fiona Dourif's character is confined to a wheelchair. So there's like a big Suddenly Last Summer style elevator through the middle of this big old gothic house.
Oh, yeah.
She lives there alone with her mother until
ideal life.
until Chucky arrives. And her mother suspiciously dies. And then the next day, all of the family comes in town for the wake. And then Chucky has a whole, like, group of people to slowly knock off Agatha Christie style. It's so fucking fun.
That sounds good.
This movie is like the exact tone that I am looking for in the Child's Play Chucky kind of movie, where like it's a straight up kind of like cozy gothic horror movie. There's a scene where Chucky has like poisoned some chili, and the camera spends so much time with identical bowls of chili trying to be like, who got poisoned? Who's it gonna be? It's so much fun. And Fiona Dourif is phenomenal in it. And then I watched Cult of Chucky, which is about the survivors of Chucky in an asylum.
Oh my God.
And Fiona Dourif is the lead again, and then you get much more Jennifer Tilly. You get the kid who played Andy in the first movie coming back.
Oh.
Yeah, lots of reprisals, lots of cameos, lots of, you look a lot like Jennifer Tilly. Has anyone ever told you that? Great little bits like that. It's
is that the one John Waters is in?
John Waters is in Seed of Chucky.
Okay.
Yes, John Waters is in Seed of Chucky. John Ritter is in Bride of Chucky.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so they were I really loved Curse. Cult was a little messier and goofier, which I guess is more what audiences are looking for, but I preferred Curse. And then I watched all of the show. And the show is also a delight. I mean, but I'm mostly just there for spoiler alert if you haven't seen Cult, but it's been out for 5 years, whatever.
Yeah.
Of Fiona Dourif possessed by Brad Dourif having sex scenes with Jennifer Tilly.
Oh my God, that sounds great.
It's the best thing ever. Oh my God. And then there's like a Jennifer Lynch homage at the end of the series that had me like clutching my pearls in joy. No one references Jen Lynch, and I was like, oh,
yeah.
I was so happy. I was so pleased. Yeah, it's great. I don't know why I was sleeping on these for so long.
Yeah, I need to watch that show. Brad Dourif was in Deadwood, just to come full circle. He's great in it.
I have such a thing for Brad Dourif.
He's so hot.
He's so hot.
My dream job, if I could remake anything for the past couple of years, my dream job is to remake The Eyes of Laura Mars, which is one of my favorite movies. Same. And he's so hot in The Eyes of Laura Mars. So hot in that book. God, I want him to murder me. He's not the murderer in that movie. Although he is a red herring, but God, he's really hot.
He's so fucking hot. His like stretch in the 80s is like
so good.
Oh my God. It was like Wise Blood, where he's the preacher and he just does all that chin acting. Even in like Heaven's Gate, where he's like a background bit player with a thick Polish accent and little glasses, and he's just a little townsfolk, and you're like, but you're Brad fucking Dourif.
He's a hot artist in that movie, Body Parts?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great in that.
He's just, I mean, even in Exorcist 3, he's super hot.
Yeah.
Anyway, the show is just becoming a Brad Dourif fan club. We love you, Brad, and Fiona.
Yeah.
We love all the Dourifs.
Should we get into the movie for this week?
Yes, we should.
Okay. Well, happy Independence Day. Today, we are covering from 1981 by director Abel Ferrara, Ms. 45.
Every day, on every street, in every city, women are insulted, abused, threatened.
Nana, what's the matter?
What's the matter with you?
Are you planning on going with someone? Would you like to go with me?
Much too beautiful to be alive. What's her secret? What is she hiding? Where is she going?
Pew, 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 pew. Thank you. I was about to do pew, pew, pews, and it's like, that's distasteful. And then you did it. Thank you.
Always count on me. What movie says, Happy Independence Day, like a movie that celebrates gun violence. I mean, again, we did pick this by accident. It was not planned. It's just a coincidence that this is launching on July 4th. And people who are abroad listening to this don't care. And I don't frankly care either, but we do. It is July 4th when this launches. So there it is. Yeah, this movie is, I guess I'll just go right into the quick summary. This movie is about a woman named Thana, who is a mute seamstress who, content warning for sexual assault. Thana is sexually assaulted not once, but 2 times in the first 15 minutes of this movie.
On the same day.
On the same day, with it like literally 15 minutes in real time. And she rightfully snaps, and the second person who assaults her, she manages to kill. He had a gun, which she takes and then starts going out at night in New York City in 1981 and just shooting men. And that's the movie. Yep. And I love it. What a great movie. This is the first rape revenge movie that we've covered. Where do we start with this, Drusilla? Where are you with this movie?
Okay. So this is a movie that I watched years ago for the first time. It kind of really had that renaissance in like 2014, 2013.
Yeah. That's when it was restored by Alamo Drafthouse.
Yes. So I would have watched it probably 2015, 2016. Mm-hmm. And I watched it one time and was like, wow, that movie's fucking intense.
Yeah.
I don't need to see that ever again. And then I woke up this morning and I was like, oh, fuck, we're recording the episode today. I should probably rewatch Miss 45, huh? And so I watched it in entirety in my bed this morning and was like, no, wait a minute. This movie's a fucking blast. What was I talking about?
This movie rules.
This movie rules.
Those 2 assaults at the start of the movie are not easy to watch. But I will say it doesn't feel exploitative in the way that some of the movies in this subgenre feel. And it doesn't feel male gazy, if that makes sense. But it's still hard to watch. I mean, it's not easy to watch someone be sexually assaulted once or twice.
Or as the movie eventually gets to, or to watch mass shootings happen. Because it's kind of a little...
Yes.
It goes from being like, oh my god, this poor girl, to, oh my god, good for you, to, oh fuck, oh god, no, please don't.
Yes.
Which is a beautiful trajectory.
That's a good point. Content warning for mass shootings as well, I guess. I don't mean to laugh at that. I just, this is an intense movie. I
mean, it's it's a late 70s, early 80s New York exploitation film. So, a few things. First of all, Abel Ferrara. We've never talked about him on the podcast before.
No, we haven't. What do you think about Abel Ferrara?
He's a little weirdo, and I love him.
Yeah.
This is from like right after the Driller Killer. Mm-hmm. So he really wasn't like a big name yet. I always like in my mind lump him in with Martin Scorsese as being like the 2 crime guys in New York City. They work with Harvey Keitel and Christopher Walken. And they make the gritty action movies.
You can see
that's really not right.
No, he's more of he's more genre-y and more exploitative, but you can see the like fingerprints of Taxi Driver and movies like that on this movie. And
this is also well before he became kind of pseudo famous. Because like in the late 90s, he was on Conan.
Yeah, I mean, his most famous movie is one that I've never seen, actually, which is Bad Lieutenant.
I love Bad Lieutenant.
I've never seen it. The star of this movie, Zoe Tamerlis, and as she's credited here, co-wrote it and co-starred in it. I've never seen it.
Bad Lieutenant was my introduction to Abel Ferrara. I saw it when I was 14 years old, which is a fucking mistake. It is NC-17 for a reason.
I assume it's most people's introduction to him. It's probably most people's start and finish with him, frankly.
It's great.
Yeah, I've heard.
And then I've also seen King of New York, which is phenomenal. King of New York is amazing, and it's so fun, and it's so funny. I mean, it's Christopher Walken and Lawrence Fishburne and Steve Buscemi, and like, it's a delight.
I've only seen his more like genre things. I've seen Driller Killer. I've seen this. I've seen The Addiction, which is a black and white vampire movie. From
I
the 90s.
need to see The Addiction.
It fucking rules, and it just wound up on Shudder, so you can see it there. And I've seen his version of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which is called Body Snatchers. It's from the 90s.
Just called The Body Snatchers, and it's set on a military base.
Yeah,
it's great.
I liked it. I mean, nothing compares to the 70s version with Donald Sutherland, of course, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, he really had a moment in the 90s where he was just kind of this like, he started with popping off with Bad Lieutenant, and then he got to remake Body Snatchers for Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
And then he got The Addiction and King of New York, and kind of ended it out with New Rose Hotel with Asia Argento, and then he started making all those weird Willem Dafoe movies. I think of him a bit more akin to Jim Jarmusch.
Oh, yeah, that's a fair comparison.
Of late, because he has a lot more art house sensibilities than people give him credit for. He's kind of seen as this exploitation trash guy who lives in the gutters of New York City and talks like that, honey.
Yeah.
But like, that doesn't mean he's not an artist. And that doesn't mean his movies aren't like, they're trashy, but there's a lot of thought and intentionality behind them. He just reminds me a lot of Jim Jarmusch and his filmmaking style and the way that he depicts that.
I would say that this movie is very arty, actually. And also, and The Addiction is very arty. I mean, it's in black and white. Lily Taylor plays a philosophy grad student with her best friend, Edie Falco. And they just talk about philosophy, and she becomes a lesbian vampire, and it's all in black and white. I mean...
Well, I'm watching that after we finish the podcast.
Oh, it's great. It's on our list to do at some point. Yeah, can we talk about Zoe Tamerlis, aka Zoe Lund, for a second?
So she's amazing in this.
She's amazing.
She was a model, and she was all of 17 years old when
17 years old filming this. Okay, so I want to stop here for 1 second, because I am famously or infamously against moralizing about old movies. Like, when people are like, Sleepaway Camp is transphobic, and it's like, yeah, it is. So what? You know what I mean? It's a 40-year-old movie. What do you want? When I saw that she was 17, I was like, call the police. Like, this is not like, somebody call the police. I mean, not really, but it's like, it's shocking. This is a shocking movie for a 17-year-old to be in. I don't know why. I mean, if she were 18, I'd be like, so what? But I don't know. There has to be a line drawn somewhere, Drusilla.
The first thing that I read about her being a part of this movie in regards to her age was that she was 19 when the movie was released. And I was like, oh, okay, that's younger than I thought, but whatever. Yeah. And then I did some more digging, and I was like, oh, no, they filmed this in like 79, 80. She was 17. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yikes. But she was like already a professional model.
Yeah.
At the time. So she was already, I don't know, in that world.
She's exceptionally beautiful in this movie. And she doesn't speak. Her character is mute. And there was no script, really. It was just like an outline, basically. And, she said, somebody asked her if she felt like the movie was feminist and sort of her role in it. And she's like, yes, I do think it was feminist. And she was like, in fact, I think it goes further and is like pro garment worker, which I guess it is, but it's like, because her character is a garment worker. But she's like, there was no script, and the movie is 98% just my face. So I had a lot of input into the character and what the character was doing. And she really nails it. I mean, she's doing real acting without speaking. You feel everything that she's experiencing. You feel everything that she's thinking and feeling. I think she's exceptionally good in this. I don't know if she was on drugs during this or if that came after.
That came after.
She was a really severe heroin addict, and then eventually died of a cocaine overdose in Paris in 1999.
Much like our previously discussed late 80s or early 80s artist who never really did much else, even Zulueta, the director of Arabato.
Yeah.
The both of them were big proponents of heroin use. Big fans of everyone should do heroin. It should be legal. It's the greatest.
Yeah. I read a quote by the punk singer and writer Richard Hell, who knew her. And he said, basically that I've known a lot of junkies, but no one loved heroin as much as Zoe Lund did. Like, it was her passion in this life. And she actually advocated for its usage, and she lived for heroin, unfortunately.
And I mean, Abel Ferrara said that she was an amazing, amazing talented artist, and the drugs just ruined her, which is super unfortunate and incredibly sad. And she died at age of 37.
Yeah.
In 99. It's
very tragic. I understand, is a movie about heroin usage, at least to some degree. And she said that they were really shooting up saline solution or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I just watched a YouTube interview with her. And I don't know. I guess you can't really shoot up heroin in a Hollywood movie.
No, you can't. I mean, not that Bad Lieutenant is really a Hollywood movie, but
right.
Even then, Abel Ferrara has a line. Abel Ferrara gets lumped in with Lars von Trier and Gaspar Noé a lot as being edgelord directors who are trying to push your buttons.
Yeah.
And he does that to some extent sometimes. But Abel Ferrara has a line. And watching Miss 45, you can see where the line is. Especially in the final bit of the movie, he kind of is like, I'm not going to go that far, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can't shoot up actual heroin on a movie set. And he's especially not going to let you shoot up actual heroin on a movie set.
I know that this is an exploitation movie. To me, this doesn't feel as difficult to watch as some of its, this isn't, this is easier to watch to me than I Spit on Your Grave or some of the other rape revenge movies that I've seen. It's not a subgenre that I particularly like. I love this movie. And once you're past the sexual assaults at the start, I think that this is a banger and a pretty fun ride. I don't really find the mass shooting and the climax very upsetting for some reason. I guess because it's done so stylishly. Yeah.
I think this movie really one of the things that separates it from other films of its ilk is that it really has no interest in the rape scenes.
Yeah, it gets past them very quickly.
I feel like part of the thing that makes a lot of rape revenge films from the mid 70s that are incredibly exploitative and still have a lot of, good things in them to say from a contemporary lens looking back, but can be kind of rough to watch, is that they really like to sit in the rape scenes because they're audience want to see some TNA. You gotta give them the ass.
Well,
and
that's
so
the thing.
They sit in the rape scene too long, and
because they think it's sexy, and you can tell.
Yeah.
This movie doesn't think the rapes are sexy.
Despite the fact that the first rapist in this movie is played by Abel Ferrara.
Is it really?
Yeah, he's wearing a mask.
He's wearing a Alice, Sweet Alice mask, and it's pretty upsetting.
It's very upsetting, and that scene ends with him saying, "I'll come back," which is
truly terrifying.
Truly
and then
terrifying.
She comes to her apartment immediately after that. She comes inside of her apartment to find that it's been broken into, and there's a man in there who's come to rob her, but she doesn't have any money. And then when he realizes that she's mute, decides to also sexually assault her, and she ends up killing him with her iron. And
first she bludgeons him with a glass apple paperweight.
Yes,
which felt pointed, considering this is a New York movie.
Big Apple.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, she's killed this man, and she cuts him up in her bathtub, and she, through the course of the movie, is putting his body parts in little bags and just leaving them in different trash cans all around Manhattan. And meanwhile, he had a gun, and now she has it. It's a 45. So she starts going out at night and is this sort of avenging angel character who, in the beginning of the movie, is killing men who, quote unquote, deserve it. Like a pimp who's beating on a sex worker, men who sexually harass her, that kind of thing. And by the way, I mean, I lived in New York for 15 years, and I haven't seen catcalling in LA as bad as it was in New York, which is it's so ever present in New York and so ever present in this movie, where she and the women that she works with at the garment manufacturer are just like constantly being catcalled on the street. And I remember just like going out for smoke breaks, and there would be a woman walking by, truly, you know, a woman in her 40s with wet hair and sweatpants, just some woman who's trying to get to the bodega, you know, minding her own business. And like she would be catcalled. And just like, it's not, I guess it's, everyone knows this. It's not really about the woman. It's about like power and I don't know. It's just, so it just made me think of that in New York. But
yeah, when I was in New York, I immediately felt that. And I was like, this is weird, guys.
It's just
Chicago wasn't like this.
I guess it's just because, I don't know, is it because of the pedestrian is it just because there's people on the sidewalk everywhere? I mean, you're driving a lot in LA, so
I don't know, because I mean, I get catcalled in LA, like that still happens. I get the last time I got catcalled in LA was by a woman driving an SUV, so I don't fucking know, man. But
I got catcalled at the Vaughn's parking lot about 6 months ago, and it was a middle-aged woman, and I was getting out of my car, and she was like, and I was wearing a tank top, and she was like, I see you, daddy. She was like calling me daddy. She's like, I see those arms, daddy. And I don't know if she was joking, but it like really made my day, honestly.
Yeah.
But I'm not a woman, so.
Yeah. Well, again, the woman who was driving an SUV who like went past me as I was leaving a Starbucks, and it was like said something about my legs and my outfit. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that today. That's hot. But when I lived in Chicago is also a very like, Chicago's almost the same as New York City. Sorry, New York people. I have no love for you. I love Chicago so much, and it's super similar to New York, just without all the people. And yeah, there's not as much catcalling. It's weird. People in Chicago are also nicer than people in New York City.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that right now.
I just remembered walking on Broadway on Capitol Hill in Seattle when I was 17, 18, and this van pulling over and this man being like, hey, do you want to party? And I thought like, I didn't know what that meant. I thought that meant like, do you want to go to a party? And I was like, no, thanks. And he's like, I've got money. And I was like, that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, I just didn't understand. I didn't understand until years later what that meant.
Oh, no, Josh. You could have
like,
made so much money.
I know. I know. Well, on my 21st birthday, I did go to a gay bar, a gay club, and I went to a hotel room in the suburbs of Seattle with this Canadian businessman whose name was Rob Wood. And
that's real.
On my 21st birthday, and then the next day he left me his phone number on his card, and he wrote on the back of the card, he wrote USA is number one. So this relates, I guess, to 4th of July again, bring it all back to our theme. USA is number one, happy birthday. And when I got into the cab to go back to Capitol Hill, I found that he had put money in my jeans. So I was an accidental sex worker at that time, I guess.
Or maybe it was a birthday present.
Yeah, maybe it was a birthday present. He was in his 30s. I was 21. So maybe it was just a birthday present.
Yeah, it was just a kindness. Come on, Josh. You would do the same.
Anyway, poor Thana is being sexually harassed left and right. And so she starts killing men. And
it starts out accidentally at first. She's being followed by a man.
Oh, true.
While she's trying to drop off body parts.
Yes.
Which is a sentence about this movie.
Yeah.
And it's a man who's been like standing next to the bodega, just leering at young girls.
Very young.
Which is fucking gross. And then she doesn't even walk past him. She gets out of a cab 2 blocks down and then starts walking in the opposite direction. And he decides to make a beeline for this woman out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then when she drops her bag of body parts, he's like, I'll give you her bag back, lady. And starts chasing her through an empty lot, corners her in an alley, and she just instinctively pulls the gun and shoots him in the head.
Yeah.
And that's the first of the homicides.
Yeah. And it becomes a thing where like New York City is looking for her. You'll see like the headline of a newspaper that's like, police have no clues about the 45 killer or whatever. And at first, I mean, no one deserves to be shot because they sexually harass somebody. But in movie terms, you're kind of rooting for her because it'll be like
Absolutely.
a pimp beating on a sex worker and things like that, where it really allows you.
Trying to get you back up to my photo studio.
Yeah.
Honey. No one's gonna be there.
But it's smart that it gets gradually more and more questionable. Like, for instance, there's a limo that pulls over, and inside the limo is like a sheik, not CHIC, but like a sheik from the Middle East, from Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, a Middle Eastern businessman.
Yeah, and he the character's name is Sheik, whatever. That's why I said that. But he asks her into the car, and he offers her money to spend the night with him, and then she shoots him, but then also his driver. And then another one is like, she has a long scene with this guy that she meets at a bar who's kind of monologuing at her, and they take a walk together to the park. And it's actually a really well-written, pretty sad scene that takes an upsetting turn. But it just gets more and more questionable. So it goes from like pimp beating on a sex worker to like men that just seem to like her a little bit. And it all kind of ends up hitting a climax at this Halloween party for her coworkers, where she's dressed as like a sexy nun. And her work is truly amazing, because I added this to my list of fashion horror movies because she works in a garment house run by, oh God, what is his name? I have it in my notes.
His name is Albert.
Yes, she works for Harold's Inc. and the boss's name is Albert, who's very gay coded, but eventually
looks and acts like Niles the butler from The Nanny.
Yes, he seems super gay. And I know that this movie didn't have a script, because at the beginning of the movie, he's very mincy, and he's like showing some fancy buyer different garments that they've been working on. And it's all very glamorous.
And
but by the end of the movie,
he's like giving her a pep talk about how bad her performance has been and how she really needs to pull it together. And he's like stroking her neck with his hand.
Yeah.
And the way that his index finger specifically is like inching closer to her clavicle than anything else. And the camera is focusing on this. And it's so fucking unnerving. And it's so upsetting. It honestly, that scene like is more visceral and upsetting than some of the rape scenes, and that scene's longer than the rape scenes.
Also, I mean, eventually he asks her out to go to the Halloween party, and he makes a move on her, and he's like going up her dress, and he says, "Your Mound of Venus," and I was like, "What?" But anyway, it feels like I felt like the actor was like, "Oh, my character is a fashion homosexual," and then at some point, because the movie's not scripted, Abel Ferrara is like, "Oh, you're gonna make a move on her," and he's like, "Oh, let me just recalibrate this character." It feels like some version of that happened.
Sleazy perverts can be bisexual, Josh.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I love her landlord, Mrs. Nasoni, who's truly apeshit crazy. I don't know where that actress came from, but she feels like a real New York landlord in that she's a middle-aged woman who's insane and just happens to have a piece of property, probably from her family or something. She's just this crazy old woman who wears like grapes around her head, like Dionysus, and has a little dog named Phil who's adorable and is like pretty important plot-wise. What do you want to say about Mrs. Nasoni besides she's amazing?
I love her so much. She reminds me so much of Ruth Gordon and Rosemary's Baby. This movie, like the first like third or like half of this movie does give me really big like New York dirtbag Roman Polanski Rosemary's Baby repulsion vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Like this could be this really does feel like the American take on repulsion, where it's like a neurotic young woman who doesn't know how to interact with the world, who works as in the service industry in some way, shape, or form, who is afraid of men and is assaulted and is locked in her apartment and is afraid of everything. Except this is the American one, honey. We're gonna give her a gun. She's gonna go out. And yeah, she definitely feels like ripped out of like Mrs. Masoni could have been in The Tenant. Like, she could have been Shelley Winter's character.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, and Mrs. Nasoni, to me, and the building made me think of like Frank Henenlotter and Basket Case and sort of like his New York movies from the 80s. Just because she's clearly not a professional actor.
She has not one note, but she plays it beautifully.
She plays it really well. Yeah. When I saw this after, I'm not sure which. So this reminded me of A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. Or rather, I guess A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night reminded me of this. I'm not sure which I saw first based on the re-release of this movie and the first release of that other movie. But it felt like it was kind of, I wondered if it was drawing on this at all, because in A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night, you have the avenging angel who's like in a hijab, but it reminded me of the nun habit from this very much. Do you think there's anything to that? I guess that's a have they seen it sort of, but
I mean, I definitely think that's in there. And like, yeah, this movie got like a sparkling new re-release in 2013, but like, it's been a cult film since the 80s. Like, yeah, it had other DVD releases, it had other tape releases. Like, images from this film were floating around for a long time. So it's a very influential film. I mean, like, look, one of the girls in Euphoria dressed up as her in an episode of Euphoria. So
is that true? Oh my gosh,
that's true. In the first season, they go to a Halloween party, and one of the girls dresses up in the nun outfit, and someone's like, "Ooh, hey, you a sexy nun?" And she's like, "No, I'm Zoe Lund from Miss 45." And I was like, "Okay."
That's very specific. Who gets that reference besides like us? You know?
Yeah, that show is interesting.
Yeah, I haven't watched it. Besides,
I mean, it is absolutely for New York hipsters. So New York hipsters love this movie.
Yeah,
it's that kind of a film. I mean, it's very much one of the other things I wanted to mention is that like the era of New York that this is in and the way that New York is filmed in this. It's very much like it's early 80s. No wave New York. So this is like when Richard Hell was coming up. This is when like Permanent Vacation was made. This is when like
Smithereens is part of this era.
Ooh, yeah. Unfortunately.
Just to bring it back to a previous episode. This is Downtown 81. This is No Wave. This is the Club Gray where all those bands were playing. Yeah.
And it really has that feel. I mean, like in the background of this movie, you're hearing like radio reports about like a garbage strike, and you're hearing like there's constant reports about like there's this mass killer on the loose, but no one's talking about it. Like the papers are talking about it and the radio's talking about it, but no people give a fuck. All these people are dying. No one comments on it. No one cares. It's in the background, but they could fucking care less.
And one thing that's fun about this movie, speaking of all of that, is that if you know Manhattan very well, this is all taking place around the Garment District, which was not a cool neighborhood then and is not a cool neighborhood now. I mean,
it's where I stayed when I visited a few months ago.
It's just like a sort of a nothing neighborhood and always has been. And, you know, most of these scenes that we're referencing are like the East Village and the Lower East Side and below 14th Street. This is just like a really boring, it's not even Times Square. It's like south of Times Square. And there's just nothing happening there besides like Garment District stuff and Flower District stuff and like business stuff. So that makes it kind of interesting too, because in some ways that part of Manhattan hasn't changed that much. I mean, it's safer now, but it kind of looks the same.
Yeah, it's still big, open, like alleyways and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of immigrants.
And like it's one of the quieter parts of Manhattan.
Yeah.
Very odd. I love the Garment District.
I worked there for years. I worked on 28th Street for years and years. Oh my God. And speaking of 28th Street, something from this movie happened to me. So I worked for this company that no longer exists called Wild Child. And it was a post-production house. And I was like a junior producer there for 5 years in my early 20s. And there was a couple in an office across the street that would fuck. And all of us would gather around at the window and watch this couple fuck in an office across the street until they figured it out and flipped us off and like started closing the blinds, I guess. But We did that for a month at least. And that happens in this movie in the same neighborhood, maybe even the same street for all I know.
Jesus Christ.
This really put me back there.
I mean, listen, that part of the reason that I like Miss 45 so much and part of the reason that it like works is because it's so realistic.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah, it's very, very, very grounded. For as insane as it gets, like, again, that landlord feels like so many like kooky old ladies that for some reason own property in New York. And like, even the few bits of like, because Abel Ferrara is not the most like stylish director.
No.
He's pretty known as being like a gritty in the streets kind of filmmaker, very like John Cassavetes vibes.
Very guerrilla.
Yeah. But he gets some flashes of like crazy style in this, specifically at the end. We get a lot of like Carrie at the prom slow-mo.
Yeah.
But near the beginning of the movie, when she's before she shoots her first man, but after she's killed her first man in self-defense, there's these like PTSD intrusive thought flashes that she gets when she's in the bathroom, where she's like about to undress and then a hand comes out of nowhere and grabs her.
Yeah.
And it's just really quick, really, really fast. And then she also starts seeing people in reflections.
Yeah.
And it's really subtle and it's really fast and it's really fucking realistic. And it's really goddamn painful to watch.
Yeah.
The amount of empathy that he has for this main character is amazing. And it's so much Zoe Lund's performance.
And that she's amazing in it. And that's the point of difference from some of the other rape revenge movies that I like less. And I will also say, I think it's a great choice to make the character mute in a way, because it allows you, she kind of becomes a siphon for you. Like, because she's not talking and she just is like, she's like, an opportunity for you to imprint on her, basically. So you're like living through her because she's not dialoguing about it. And it's such an interesting choice. I wondered what you thought about this movie being feminist or not.
I think it's a feminist film. Yeah. I don't think it's an exceptionally feminist film, but I think it's a pretty goddamn feminist film. The ending I want to talk about, because the last few moments of the ending are interesting to me.
The dog button? Is that what you're talking about? Or before
not the
that?
Dog button, before
Okay.
that. The ending of the party. I love the dog button. The dog button makes me so happy.
It's a great way to go out because it just like lightens the mood just a smidge. And I was really worried about that dog. So to find out that it's alive is nice.
Yeah. It's such
DoesTheDogDie.com. It does not.
It does not. The dog survives Miss 45. And yeah, it's great. But before that, so spoiler alert for the ending of the movie. We're going to get into it here really quickly. The party culminates in her shooting men in the party, starting with her shooting men that she's heard saying really repugnant shit at the party, and then just targeting any dude at the party. And it ends with one of her friends who works at the Garment District with her getting up, going behind her and grabbing a knife. But then she intentionally holds the knife the entire time over her crotch. And a very, 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 very phallic symbol.
Yeah.
As Zoe Lund is in front of her, aiming at a man in a wedding dress. And she shoots the man in the wedding dress and then backs into her friend, who is holding a knife as if it's a penis.
Yeah.
And then turns around and like lips "thank you," and then dies. There's just the amount of gender play in that moment.
I thought she whispers "sister" to her.
Oh, is it sister?
I think it's
"thank
sister.
You." I'm bad at lip reading. I guess it is sister. Interesting.
But anyways, the gender stuff, yes.
The gender stuff at the end is really interesting because it is a man in her final kill is a man in a wedding dress.
Yeah.
And then she is done in by a woman holding a knife as if it is her penis. There's some really, really, really heavy-handed gender fuckery happening here that is incredibly intentional.
Yeah.
But it adds up to like nothing for me. It adds up to the most boring, reductive ideas possible.
Yeah, I can't pretend to know what Abel Ferrara intended. I mean, my gut was that on some level, Thana felt, and this is like not in a logical way, but on a gut level, it felt like the man in the dress was like making fun of women by being in this wedding dress as his Halloween costume.
Yeah, and I agree. Nothing irritates me more than dudes who do that. I was at a Halloween party a few years ago. This is pre-COVID, and I went dressed. It was like I was doing a couple's costume, and I went as Buffy Summers from the television show Buffy, and my partner was going as Spike because, of course.
Yeah.
And at this party, there was a dude jokingly dressed as Buffy, and he came up to me and he was like, "Hey, oh hey, yeah, you too, buddy." And I was like, "I want to fucking murder you."
Yeah.
So in that way, I was very feeling Thana. As soon as I saw the guy dressed in a wedding dress at the
Halloween
party, I was
party,
like, well, he's gonna get killed.
Well,
and he's gonna deserve it.
If I'm correct, and she whispers sister after her friend kills her, it feels like she feels betrayed on some sort of feminist level, even though that's illogical because she's killing tons of innocent people.
She does whip as soon as she's stabbed, she whips around and points the gun at who has stabbed her. And then at the realization that it's her friend, that's when she drops it and has that look of anguish on her face.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the word sister makes more sense there. I'm just the idiot who did not read her lips properly and should use subtitles next time.
Well, listen, this is a banger movie.
Wow.
Let's pivot to the game Have They Seen It, where we speculate wildly about whether notable figures have seen this movie or not. I'll go first. I have somebody of this period who was a New Yorker, former Baltimorean, and in the 80s New Yorker, writer, actor, philosopher, cool chick, Cookie Mueller. Did Cookie Mueller see Ms. 45?
I love Cookie Mueller so
Me too.
much.
Love her.
I'm going to say yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this was... this movie played at Cannes and it played at film festivals, but it feels also very 42nd Street in a way.
Yeah.
In a way that straddles that art exploitation line that we love so fucking much. So I feel like she probably would have seen it.
And she was working as like partially, she was a writer, but she was working as like a critic too at this time. So she could have seen it for work,
really?
like writing for like The Village Voice or something like that.
I love her so much.
Me too. Absolutely adore her.
I'm trying to... You know what? Just because we were talking about her earlier and I love her so fucking much, I had someone else in mind, but I've just got to go for this. Do you think Sharon Stone has seen Ms. 45?
No way. I love her, but my gut is like, I don't think Sharon Stone is like into horror movies or trashy movies. I think she's got like a very classy sort of taste that doesn't allow for something like this. Not that this is trashy or anything, but like, I think she's watching like Werner Herzog movies and also like mainstream releases,
I'm trying to remember that podcast I listened to her because I feel like she talked about horror movies. I'm gonna say she has seen Ms. 45, but she didn't see it until recently. I'm gonna say that she didn't see it in the 80s, but I'm just gonna say that she probably saw Ms. 45 when Alamo Drafthouse released it.
Do you think that she likes it?
I think Sharon Stone loves this movie.
Okay.
I think if Sharon Stone has seen Ms. 45, I think she's a big fan.
Okay.
I would love to go to a Halloween party at Sharon Stone's house and see her dressed as a nun for Ms. 45. That seems like a thing that could happen.
Yeah.
I want to live in the world where Thana lived, that she was stabbed in the back, but she still survived.
Yeah.
And
she would just go to jail, though.
Yeah, and then she would just go to jail. And then in the mid-90s, she would get out of jail and be sponsored by Sharon Stone's character from Basic Instinct. Because that's what Sharon Stone's character from Basic Instinct did. She took all of these women who murdered men and like rehabbed them and was like friends and had sex with all of them.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to write a crossover. Maybe I can write my Ms. 45 Basic Instinct AU fanfic.
I love that. Off Sharon Stone, I was going to go to Paul Verhoeven, but that seems like an obvious yes for some reason.
I thought that's an obvious no.
Oh, you do?
Well, I guess we're getting into this.
Oh, it seems obvious to me that Paul Verhoeven would have seen this and liked it. I mean, other than the fact that he's not American, so that might be an impediment, but
I feel like if he has seen it, he totally digs it. Like, are you kidding me? Nuns and sexual violence?
I mean,
like, that's his
instinct.
thing. Yeah, so I feel like if he has seen it,
his nun sex movie.
Yeah, Benedetta, which I saw in New York in the Passion. Yeah, like, oh my God. But I feel like he hasn't seen it.
Oh, okay.
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like if he did see it, he would fucking love it. But I feel like this is one that missed his radar because I feel like he's only watching like Bresson movies.
Yeah.
He's only watching like very old French films. He's only watching like Passion of Joan of Arc. But if you did this as a double bill with Passion of Joan of Arc, which you absolutely can, because Falconetti's performance in Passion of Joan of Arc is like right on there with Zoe Lund's in this as like a great silent like female performance in a film.
Yeah.
New Beverly, program that. I feel like if you did that at some big fancy French film festival and you got him to show up, he would love this movie. But I don't think he saw this on his own.
All right, I'll take it. Who you got?
Oh, yeah, I have to do one. Okay. So, speaking of famous women from the 90s and gun violence, do you think Courtney Love has seen Miss 45?
100%. I think so. Courtney Love loves cult movies. I know this because one of my favorite movies is Ladies and Gentlemen, The Fabulous Stains, which we sadly cannot cover on the show because it's not a horror film.
But we love it all the same. That's her favorite movie. She's famously in Alex Cox's movies. I think that she's seen this. I think that she loves it. Yeah.
She's like primed for this kind of thing.
Yeah, this really does feel like her kind of taste. I mean, she probably saw this when it came out because she was in New York.
Yeah.
In the early 80s.
Oh my God. When I was in college in Seattle, there was a place called Broadway Video, which was a video store in Capitol Hill. And I went to go rent Sid and Nancy, which was pretty rare at the time because it was out of print and hadn't been re-released. These are like still kind of VHS days. And they were like, oh, somebody rented it and didn't return it. And then they're like, oh. And I was like, what? And they were like, it was Courtney Love. Because Courtney Love lived in Seattle then. And so she rented her own movie and then never returned it. R.I.P. Broadway Video.
That's a hot girl moment, though, I have to say.
Totally.
That's intensely relatable. I wonder if the copy of Straight to Hell was also missing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, my God.
Well, that's it for this episode of Bloodhouse. If you liked this, please rate it on all the things. You can email us at bloodhousepod@gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram or Twitter. Drusilla, where can people find you?
You can find me and all of my art over at sisterhydedesign.com. You can find me on Instagram at HydeSister, which is just the inverse. And I'm also on Letterboxd if you want to see all the Westerns I'm watching this week. What about you, Josh?
I'm at Joshua Conkle on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. Drusilla, what are we watching next week with a special guest?
Oh my God. Okay, so if you like Miss 45 and you like women and violence and blood.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? We are watching Jean Rollins' lesbian vampire classic, Lips of Blood.
Cannot wait. Happy Independence Day, everybody. Pew, 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 pew.